Oh, I don't know how I feel about doing this video. The reason being a very biased one. I hate the Aldmeri Dominion. They are the absolute bleh of my existence. Hey everybody, I actually love the Aldmeri Dominion. Join them today and experience real condescending leadership. Want to hear a joke? A Talmor walked into a tavern. Get it? Because Talmor, they'd never go to a tavern. So today I'm going to teach you all a history lesson, a lesson on the Aldmeri Dominion. And I won't be biased, I promise. I will be that lecturer you love, you come to for assistance when you know you're failing Elves 101. I will be going over the history, the background, particular figures, and just the Dominion in general, and some of the ways it has affected Tamriel. So sit down, grab something nice, a sweet roll or something, and look at my Eek. Look at him, he is majestic. Alright, so a lot of information to take in, and I have done my absolute best to bring it down to its lowest form for everybody to understand. All the important parts anyway. So the Aldmeri Dominion is an empire, or should I say has been 3 empires over the course of Tamriel's history. The Dominion consists of Mer, who for those of you who don't know are elves, high elves mostly. Throughout stages of the different dominions' reign, the Khajiit and Bosmir have also been included in these dominions. So why did it come about? Why did the Mer want their own dominion? Well, Aldmeri literally translates to home of the elves, and they have all had one simple goal, and that is to be the ruling reign over Tamriel, as they do not see men to be fitting enough to rule it. They think Mer should rule it. So let's start with the very first Aldmeri Dominion, and we have to go way back, before Maik's dad's granddad's time. So let's mention an important character known as Queen Ayrenn. A very young queen in fact, and one nicknamed the Unforeseen Queen. This queen wanted the elves to rule once again and retake the White Gold Tower, which the Mer did originally build. She believed there were too few Mers standing together, so after returning and claiming her place on the throne, she formed the Aldmeri Dominion and made it her objective to try and take the Ruby Throne. Oh god, I hate this woman. Why would you create such a pest of a... You could witness these events yourself by playing ESO, if you play ESO. I'm joking, I like ESO, don't worry. The same year the Dominion was found, it went to war in what would be known as the Alliance War, and this would include the Aldmeri Dominion, the Ebonheart Pact, and the Daggerfall Covenant. So the goal of this dominion was to spread Mer culture and influence over Tamriel and make it theirs. However, after years and years of trying, it eventually became obsolete and failed. But remember, this was the first dominion. It was simple, it had an objective, and it would move on to be an influence in the future events of future dominions. So let's talk about the second one. So about 300 years later, we had a couple of things going on. I actually forgot to mention earlier that between the second era and beginning of the third era, it was known by the Interregnum, if I pronounced that right. A lot of big political figures died during this thanks to the Dark Brotherhood, and to be honest, it deserves its own video because it's quite an interesting topic, so I'm not going to cover it now. But moving on, so we have a popular royal figure known as Cameron Anaximes, I think, who had his own dynasty. My god, pronunciation is not my thing. Some of his ancestors created a treaty with the Aldmeri. Cameron was Bosmir, so this treaty was held between the Somerset Isles and Valenwood. The treaty lasted for 1,000 years. That's insane. However, it broke around the end of the Interreg. The heirs to the Cameron dynasty started fighting like most brothers and sisters do. So a provisional government was created to halt this after one of the heirs promised land to part of Cyrodiil in exchange for their support. This government that was formed will be familiar to some of you. It was known as the Talmor. Now these guys drove off the Colovians, who the heir promised land to, and then they had shut down the fighting between the heirs. So now we have the second dominion formed. It proved to be strong and stronger than the first one. They spent the next few years gaining supporters and spreading word of their powerful progress on Tamriel. So the Mer start getting confident again, uniting old allies with Bosmir, but a tale of a powerful conqueror known as Tiber Septim is rumoured. And to not waste your time, there was battles between this conqueror and elves. These battles were held during what was known in history as Tiber Septim's conquest for Tamriel. But since we know there is a third dominion, to cut it short, the Numidium that I spoke about in other videos, the giant mechanical golem, Tiber Septim used one to conquer Tamriel and pretty much destroyed the dominion, and we didn't hear about them for a very long time after that. So the third dominion, the one people are more than likely most familiar with. This is the dominion you meet in Skyrim, them Talmor asshats. So after the Oblivion crisis, the Talmor seen this as an opportunity to take hold of credit for something they supposedly did. They take credit for driving the Daedra from Somerset Isles, and over the next couple of years gained support for this. An event known as the Void Nights shows up, which lasts for 15 years. In this event, the moons of Nirn disappeared, and this was quite a catastrophe event for the Kashyyyk, as they are big believers and supporters towards the moons. However, they did return, eventually, after 15 years, and the Talmor took credit for this. It is not known whether they actually did or not though. The Dominion was once again formed, and tensions grew more and more between the Empire and the Dominion. An ultimatum was passed from the Dominion to the Empire, but the current Emperor at the time, Titus Mede II, rejected it, and oh boy should he have maybe considered it, because they opened up a whole lot of whoop ass with the Great War. This is the war that formed the White Gold Conquer that? Oh god, please pronounce it. That you see in Skyrim. By the time Skyrim comes about, this treaty is still ongoing, and the Civil War is causing problems for the Talmor and the Dominion. But it is said that it is inevitable that another war will be held between the Imperial and Talmor someday. Personally, I hate the Dominion. They are way too condescending and up themselves to be good rulers. They are in such belief that they can powerhouse through any race that it just irks me, man. Like, let Mer have the provinces and men have theirs. No need for one ruler, like it always ends anyway. When Tiber Septim died, well, Tamriel isn't all under his rule anymore, is it? No, because leaders fall and new ones come about. But living in the belief that Mer should be the one true ruler because they are quote unquote better than men is ridiculous. Lol. If that's how it goes, Dominion, then I guess I will go and have a quick few words with Tiber Septim, you know, the man that destroyed you. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoy weekly Elder Scrolls content. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.